She was only 16 years old. She never wanted the crown. She never asked for power, and she ruled England for just 9 days. History remembers her as Lady Jane Grey, the 9 Days Queen. But that title barely captures the tragedy of her life. She was a brilliant scholar, a devout Protestant, and a teenage girl trapped inside one of the deadliest power struggles in English history. This is not just the story of a queen who lost her throne. This is the story of how Lady Jane Grey was used, betrayed, imprisoned, and ultimately executed, despite being innocent of the ambitions that destroyed her. So, what really happened to Lady Jane Grey? Lady Jane Grey was born in October 1337 into English nobility. From a young age, she proved to be extraordinary, not for beauty or charm, but for intelligence. She was fluent in Latin and Greek, well-read in philosophy and theology, and deeply committed to Protestant reform. Those who met her described her as serious, gentle, and deeply religious. But her childhood was far from happy. Jane's parents were ambitious and strict, especially her father, Henry Grey. Jane herself later admitted she found more peace studying alone than living under their roof. She was not raised to rule, but she was raised to obey. And soon, obedience would place her directly in the path of England's ruthless succession crisis. By 1553, King Edward VI, son of Henry VIII, was dying. He was only 15, and England faced a terrifying question: who would rule next? By law, the crown should pass to Edward's half-sister, Mary Tudor, a Catholic. But Edward was fiercely Protestant, and so were the powerful men around him. Chief among them was John Dudley, Duke of Northumberland, the most powerful man in England. Northumberland devised a plan. Lady Jane Grey, Edward's Protestant cousin, was suddenly the perfect solution. Jane was married off to Northumberland's son, Guildford Dudley, without her consent. Edward rewrote the line of succession, and when the young king died, Lady Jane Grey was about to be placed on the throne, whether she wanted it or not. When Jane was told she was queen, she collapsed in tears. She protested, she begged, she insisted Mary was the rightful heir, but the nobles ignored her. On July 10th, 1553, Lady Jane Grey was proclaimed Queen of England. She was 16 years old. For 9 days, she sat on the throne while the country decided her fate. But the truth was brutal. England did not support her. The people rallied behind Mary Tudor, the daughter of Henry VIII. Soldiers defected, nobles switched sides, and Northumberland's conspiracy began to collapse almost immediately. Jane was queen in name only. After just 9 days, the truth became impossible to ignore. Mary Tudor was declared queen. The Privy Council abandoned Jane, and the Dudley family was arrested. Lady Jane Grey was stripped of her crown and escorted to the Tower of London, not as a monarch, but as a prisoner. At first, Queen Mary showed mercy. Jane was young. She was clearly a pawn. Mary even allowed her to walk freely within the Tower grounds. For a moment, it seemed Jane might survive, but history was not finished with her. In early 1554, a Protestant rebellion known as Wyatt's Rebellion broke out against Queen Mary. Although Jane had nothing to do with it, her very existence made her dangerous. To Mary's advisors, Jane was a symbol, one that could inspire future uprisings. Reluctantly, Mary signed Jane's death warrant. Even in her final days, Lady Jane Grey remained calm. She spent her time reading scripture, writing letters, and refusing to convert to Catholicism, despite pressure from priests and politicians. She chose her faith over her life. On February 12, 1554, Lady Jane Grey was led to the scaffold inside the Tower of London. She was blindfolded. Unable to find the execution block, she reached out, panicking, asking, "What shall I do? Where is it?" Someone guided her hands. Moments later, she was executed. She was just 17 years old. Her husband, Guildford Dudley, was executed the same day. England had lost one of its most tragic figures, not because she sought power, but because she stood in its way. Lady Jane Grey ruled for only 9 days, but her story has lasted for centuries. She became a Protestant martyr, a symbol of innocence destroyed by ambition, and a reminder of how merciless politics can be. She was never meant to be queen. She never wanted the crown, and yet she paid the ultimate price for it. Lady Jane Grey was not defeated by failure. She was defeated by power she never chose.